Morning everyone, it's Miss Mortimer here, and today we're going to talk about your high register notes. This video will be suitable for you if you've already been trying your high register in your lessons or whether you're brand new to it. So we usually start your high register when you're around a grade 1 standard, maybe approaching it, or maybe you've just taken your exam. But you don't actually need to play your high notes, your high register notes at grade 1. They don't come in until the grade 2 scales. First things first, what is the high register? It's basically another set of notes higher above the notes that you already know. So it uses all the finger patterns that you've already learned, but each note has an equivalent when we add on this key on the back that you probably haven't used so far. Okay, so before we try playing any of those high notes, we're going to warm up our low notes really well, because a good air supply is really crucial in your high notes. So, starting on a low G, 6 fingers and a thumb, we're going to start off piano, quite quiet, and crescendo, get louder to about forte, like this. Okay, so pause the video and have a wee go at that. Great, and when you've done that, we're going to do the same thing again, but this time, when you get up to forte on your low G, you're going to move your thumb to nudge this speaker key on the back. So we've still got to cover up the F, but we're just going to use the corner of our thumb to open this speaker key, and it's called the speaker key because it makes your high notes speak. So it'll sound a little bit like this. Here's our low G again. So again, pause the video, have a go at that. Great, now that might not come the first time for you, and that's fine. You might have got a squeak, you might have got no sound at all. That's okay. It often takes a little bit of time to learn how to produce these high register notes. 2 things that you can try: lots and lots of air, so probably more air than you're used to using on your low register. Imagine you're trying to blow up a balloon. Yeah, we need that kind of air pressure to get our high notes. The other thing that you can try is putting a teeny tiny bit more mouthpiece in your mouth. But above all, just stay relaxed, don't tense up here, don't bite down on the reed to try and get your high notes out. Let's try that again. Low G, and when it's really strong, we're going to add on the speaker key. Here we go. Now we're going to try the next one up. Low A, then add on the speaker key, see what happens. Next one up, B flat, add on the speaker key, see what happens. This low to high exercise is really good if you've already been playing your high notes. I would do this as a warm-up every time that you're going to play a tune that's got high notes in. The next step when you're getting used to your low to high exercises is to try and hold on the high notes for a little bit longer. So once you've got to your high note with 6 fingers, try and hold it on while you lift off these fingers. It'll sound a little bit like this. Have a go yourself. Great, so when you've got to a stage that you can do that consistently, most times that you're trying to produce your high notes, they're coming out, then it's time to have a look at some tunes. So now we'll have a look at what they look like on the page. Okay, so the 3 high notes that we've been having a go at are on this page of Abracadabra, just above number 83. Your high D, which is the first one on the page, is the equivalent of your low G in terms of fingers. So 6 fingers and a thumb, but then you're going to add on the speaker key. So a low G plus the speaker key makes a high D. The next one up is your high E, and that's the equivalent of your low A fingers. And then your high F is the equivalent of your B flat fingers, so this first finger in the right hand, plus the speaker key. Okay, so the tune we're going to look at first is called Donkey in the Rain, and if you've got an Abracadabra book, it's forwards a little bit, it's number 99. This is really good because as you can see on the page, it's doing that warm-up exercise that we've already talked about. It's going from your low notes up to your high notes. So first things first, have a go at working out what the notes are. We've got to get used to reading these high notes as well as playing them. Okay, so first things first, first bar we've got G, high D, D, D. So let's have a go at playing that much. One more time. Great, what's in the next bar? So we've got low A, E, low A, E. Again, we're keeping the fingers still and just adding on the speaker key to get our high note. So let's play the second bar of Donkey in the Rain. And the third bar, a little bit more tricky to read, goes B flat, high F, low A, high E. So we're going to do B flat to F, adding on the speaker key, and then A to E. Again, each of those pairs, the same fingers, but one without the speaker key and one with. Here we go. Third bar of Donkey in the Rain. And the last bar, same notes as the first bar. Low G up to high D, 6 fingers. Okay, so just remember each of those low to high pairs, you're keeping the fingers the same. So as long as you've got your fingers right on the low notes, the high notes will be fine. Just add on the speaker key and see what happens. Let's play the whole of Donkey in the Rain. I'll count you in. Let's get your G fingers ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we've tried your low to high notes, and then we've tried a tune that's got your low to high notes. We're now going to try a tune that's got only high notes in. So just remember, keep everything relaxed. Don't force your high notes to come out, but just use lots of air, so lots of power from the bottom of your lungs. Okay, we're going to look at Feed Me, which is number 83 in your Abracadabras if you've got an Abracadabra. Let's look through the notes first of all. We've got F, E, E, D, rest, F, E, E, D, E, D. Let's just practice those fingers. I'll show you this time. 3, 4. F, E, E, D, rest, F, E, E, D, E, D. Now if you're finding it a little bit tricky still to get your high notes to speak consistently every time you want them to, you can slur this, it's fine, you don't need to tongue it. Sometimes tonguing can make it a little bit more complicated. So if you're going to slur it, it would sound like this. Etc, etc, and that's fine. The little trick I'd use, I'd play your low to high notes to start you off in the high register and then try playing this whole tune. So for a high F, which is the first note, we need to start on a low B flat, add on our speaker key, and then we'll play the whole tune. So here we go, B flat to high F first of all. And now let's play the whole tune. 3, 4. Great, you probably might want to pause the video and try that again. Great, so you're well on the way with your high notes. If you found all of that okay, you might want to carry on trying maybe Old Joe Clark or Blue Mist in your Abracadabra books. Things to remember about your high notes. Always warm them up, doing the low to high trick that we did at the start of this video. Always use lots of air and always stay relaxed. Don't tense up your shoulders trying to get your high notes out. The other thing to remember is that it can be quite tiring when you start playing your high notes at first because you're using lots more air than you usually would. So I would warm up playing something that you can already play with low notes in, then have a go at your high notes for a bit, and then go back to playing something low. Don't try and do lots and lots of high notes straight away.